What do you think time is?
To me, time is an invisible framework in which all motion, change, and experience take place. It is a one-way stream that connects the past with the present and the future. According to science, time is not absolute. It flows differently depending on speed and gravitational fields. For human beings, however, time also means memories, desires, opportunities, and losses.
When did people begin to perceive and become aware of the existence of time? What did early cultures think about it?
Since ancient times, people have observed the passing of time through the alternation of day and night, the changing seasons, and the lunar cycle. The Sumerians, Egyptians, and Mayans created calendars. Ancient Greek philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle understood time either as the measure of motion or as a reflection of eternity.
How and when did people begin to measure time with specific instruments?
At first, they observed natural cycles. Later, sundials appeared, around 3,500 years before our time in Egypt, followed by water clocks and sand glasses. In the Middle Ages, mechanical clocks emerged, and in the year 1656, the first pendulum clock was invented. In the 20th century, quartz and atomic clocks made incredibly precise time measurement possible.
What types of timekeeping devices exist, and how do they work?
Sundial uses the shadow of the sun to indicate time. Water clock measures time by the steady flow of water from a vessel. Hourglass measures a fixed amount of time by letting sand pass through a narrow opening. Mechanical clock, driven by gears and springs or weights. Pendulum clock uses the swinging of a pendulum to regulate the movement of gears. Quartz clock uses the vibration of a quartz crystal powered by electricity. Atomic clock measures time based on the vibrations of atoms. Extremely precise.
What is the difference between a water clock and a sand glass?
The water clock uses liquid while the sand glass uses solid grains. The water clock is sensitive to environmental conditions such as temperature and evaporation, but it is suitable for longer measurements. The sand glass is simpler and more stable, but it can only measure shorter periods and must be turned manually.
Why does a day consist of 24 hours?
The ancient Egyptians divided both the day and the night into 12 parts. The number 12 has many divisors, so it was practical. That is how the 24-hour day was formed. The Babylonians used a base 60 number system, from which the 60 minutes and 60-second system originated.
Where does the use of 60 come from in time measurement?
The Babylonians used the combination of 12 and 5, that is, 12 times 5, to arrive at 60. 60 is highly divisible, and the 360-day year, based on the sun's apparent movement, supported this system. This is also where the 360 degrees of a circle come from.
What does it mean that the sun travels around the sky in 360 days?
According to ancient belief, the sun moved across the sky and appeared to return to the same point after approximately 360 days. This is why a circle is divided into 360 degrees. In reality, the Earth orbits the sun in about 365.25 days.
Why and when was daylight saving time introduced?
Daylight saving time was first introduced in the year 1916 during the First World War in Germany and the Austro-Hungarian monarchy. The aim was energy conservation, making better use of natural daylight.
Why do many want to abolish daylight saving time today?
Because it disrupts human biorhythms, causes fatigue, sleep disorders, and even heart and traffic problems. In addition, modern energy consumption sees minimal savings from the time change, and the switch complicates many systems.
What is the current situation in the European Union?
In the year 2018, the European Union held a public consultation where the majority of respondents supported the abolition of daylight saving time. The European Parliament voted in favor of the change, but the member states have not reached a unified decision on whether to keep summer or winter time.
Are there countries where daylight saving time has already been abolished?
Yes, Russia, Turkey, and Iceland no longer change their clocks. In the United States, for example, Arizona and Hawaii do not observe daylight saving time.
What do you think would be the best solution?
If every country kept the same time system throughout the year, whether that is summer or winter time could depend on local conditions. But the most important thing would be consistency, so we can avoid the confusion caused by switching clocks.